Okay, Madakiapi, what we're going to make today is a chart charting out the Očhéthi Šakówiŋ, the 7 council fires of the Dakota, and Lakota people. What we're going to use today is Publisher. I believe it is Publisher 2016 on your computers. It's a little bit easier to use instead of Word. So, first thing we need to do is we are going to page design and we're going to get a background. So we're going to go to background and let's see here. More backgrounds, solid fill, and let's use this accent 2 under the orange, accent 2, and that'll be our background. After that, we will insert a header. In our header will be in your Lakota keyboard font, Očhéthi Šakówiŋ. Okay, and I'm going to shift and highlight that, and then control right bracket again. And what is my font on that? 17. Yeah, 17. Our font's going to have to be 17. And then we will move that into the middle of our screen. Alright, click off and you will have your title. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start putting in our bubbles or our shapes. So we're going to go to Shapes under our Home ribbon, to Shapes, to the rectangle shape. First one we're going to put in is this one, and we're going to keep it just like that with the blue fill and then the black shape outline. All right, and click on it, and then you clicked on it, hold Control, and press. Nope, wrong one. That was from. And that was from a previous lesson. Control, copy. Okay. Control, paste. Control, paste. We're going to need 3 of them. I'll move one over here for now. And one right there. And then see how the red lines come up? You can match them up so that they all match. They're all on the same line. Alright, so I'm going to click in here. I'm going to double click in there, and that's going to give me some... Nope, not yet. Some font. So double click and then type something. Go to Home. And first thing you're going to type is, turn on your Lakota keyboard, type Lakota. Alright, I'm going to highlight. I'm going to change that font to 20. And then I'm going to center that. And then I also want to turn my font white. So it looks just like that. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay. We're going to have to do that with this one as well. Okay. So same thing, click on there. You can type Dakota if you want. Highlight, we'll go in and change again to 20. White. And we will center it. Okay, the same thing here. Type in Dakota. Using your Lakota keyboard, highlight, Home, 20, center it, and change it white. So we have the Lakota, the Dakota, and the Dakota. There's some controversy around this. You often hear that this one is the Nakota, but it kind of started, it's not the older people called themselves Dakota. It's just a little change in their language dialect. Instead of using D, they use the N in words. But the older people always called themselves Dakota. So we're going to keep that as Dakota. So we have our 3 divisions. You've probably heard the Lakota, Dakota, Nakota. But to stick with a lot of the older people, we're going to call it the Lakota, Dakota, and Dakota. So the next thing we need to do is we need to insert another shape. So go back to your home, shapes, rectangle, and we're going to make some smaller rectangles. Okay. The next thing we need to do is we want to change our shapes to green, and that way it'll be different from the blue shape. The first one you're going to type into there is, and you're going to have to check your Microsoft Word on this, is T which is like Teton, is what they have in the books, but Titouan. And then what we're going to do again is we're going to mess with the fonts. Let's change it to 12. And then we're going to make it white again and then highlight it to the middle. Alright, after we have that, we can click on this and then copy and paste. And we're going to need 7 of these. Why 7? The Očhéthi Šakówiŋ, right? The Očhéthi means fireplace and Šakówiŋ means 7. So we are the 7 council fires, and that's why we're going to make this one a little bit smaller. That's why we need 7 text bubbles. So our next one is going to be the Ihanktruma. And then our next one would be the Ihanktuana. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Okay, to match these two up. So are these centered? That one's centered. That one's centered. Okay. My next bubbles, I'm going to write Bede wa ka do wa. Okay, make that a little bit smaller. Alright, so I can see this text bubble. This one would be the Wachbekute. Shooters among the leaves. That's what that means. Wachbetuan. And then our last one is the Sisituan. Alright, after you have those, you're just gonna mess with these because they all need to fit on this line here. The biggest trouble will be your last ones. That doesn't work. Because these ones all need to fit. So maybe I'll move these over. These two are going to fit here. These last 4. Okay, they're not going to fit, so we're just going to have to make these last 4 here. And use your red lines to match them all up so that they're even with each other. Okay, these ones can slide over a little bit just to make it look a little bit better. Alright, so now you have your 3 overall tribes, and then you have the 7 council fires. What we're going to have to do now is insert lines again, and just go right in the middle, straight line. Okay, this line we will go right. Oh, I need to get a shape again. Shape. Okay, we'll do that. Another shape. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's move this over here first. So all I'm doing is I'm copying and I'm pasting these smaller lines. I'm trying to move them into the position. See how this one's off a little bit. So they're not going to be perfect, but they are there. Again, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, because I'm going to need 4 of them to connect these together. And then I can reformat them and just pull these lines up and connect them. So these are the 7 council fires that you have of the Očhéthi Šakówiŋ. But the next thing we are going to do is we are going to make the 7 bands of the Lakota. When people talk about the Očhéthi Šakówiŋ, they're talking about these bands here. These 7 right here in green. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to add the 7 bands of the Lakota. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a straight line. Alright, and then we're going to add those 7 bands in our shapes. So let's shape fill and change this to red. And then we'll type 1. We'll start with the hunkbapcha. That's what a lot of us are. And then shift, arrow, home. Let's make it 12 again. 12. Use white and then center it. Okay, when we have 1, then you can Control C, which will copy, Control V. We need 7 again, so 4, that's 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then just move them in place. And we're gonna have to make these smaller maybe. So that they can all fit. But we'll get some done first. So go back to your text. And we have the Sichanghu, which is burnt thigh. Next one we have the Oglala. They scatter their own. See, these are a little bit smaller, so we can resize them. The Oglala. And then we have the Mini Koju, which means they plant by the water. This one's going to have to be a little bit bigger. Okay, this one is the Itazipcho. That means without bows. Their people were tasked with keeping the sacred pipe. Because they did that, they weren't allowed to make weapons or have weapons. Očhéthi. Yeah. Numpa. Očhéthi. Numpa. That means two kettles or two pots. That band almost starved one time and they came across some corn and they survived by boiling it in two pots. Alright, the Sihasapa. This band, they walked through for a day, and then they looked at their shoes, or their feet, and their moccasins, and they were black. So that means the black foot, black feet. Sihasapa. And these are the 7 bands of the Lakota. So the Hunkmapcha settled here on Standing Rock mainly. And then the Sichanghu are in Rosebud, Mission, Todd County area. The Oglala is Pine Ridge, Little Wound, Red Cloud. The Mini Koju is like Cheyenne Butte, Cheyenne River. The Itazipcho, see these last 3, a lot of them are like kind of between here and Standing Rock. The Itazip, or the here in Cheyenne River, Itazipcho, Sihasapa, and the Očhéthi. So these are the 7 bands that we have so far. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to insert shapes again, and you are going to format again. Do I want, yeah. It's the nice thing about working in Publisher is that those red lines show up and it shows you where everything else is lined up at. Whereas Microsoft Word does not do that for our purposes. Okay, so we need one more long line. Shapes. Okay, maybe I should have done the others first, but oh well. So this project is a lot of basically manipulating or using shapes, inserting lines, inserting text, or inserting boxes, and using your Lakota keyboard. Why is that? I can't get that straight. And being introduced to Publisher. and learning a little bit about the Dakota people. See, this one is bothering me. Why can't I? Alright, looks straight, but then I made it too long. Okay, so this is what we have when we are done. The Očhéthi, Šakówiŋ, the Lakota, Dakota people, Tituan, Ihanktuana, Bedewakhantuan, Wakbekute, Wakbetuan, Sisituan, and the Hunkpapcha, Sichanchu, Oglala, Minikoju, Itazipcho, Sihasapa, and the Oohe Numpa. When you're done, file, save as, save it to your documents, and what you're going to put is Očhéthi Šakówiŋ, and then your name. Alright, hand into Edmodo, and that is all.